I stared at the lottery ticket in my hand, my fingers trembling so badly I could barely make out the numbers. Before I explain the decision that changed everything, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Her Silent Heart for more true stories. The numbers matched, all 6 of them. Powerball jackpot, $63 million. I was standing in the break room at Banner University Medical Center in Phoenix, still in my scrubs from the night shift. My coffee had gone cold. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I'd bought this ticket the same way I bought one every week, $2, same quick pick numbers, a tiny sliver of hope in an otherwise exhausting existence. I'm Emma Rodriguez. I'm 32 years old, and until that Tuesday morning in July, I was just another ICU nurse working double shifts to make ends meet. Single mom to an 8-year-old girl named Mia. My ex-husband walked out 3 years ago, and I haven't heard from him since. No child support. No birthday cards. Nothing. The ticket felt like it was burning my hand. $63 million. After taxes, maybe $35 million, maybe $40 if I took the annuity. Either way, more money than I could comprehend. My first thought wasn't about quitting my job or buying a house. It was about my daughter's medical bills. 3 months earlier, Mia had fallen off the monkey bars at school. Nothing serious, a broken arm, some x-rays, an overnight observation. But our insurance had a high deductible, and we were still paying it off, $4,200. I'd been making $200 payments every month, picking up extra shifts, eating ramen so Mia could have real meals. My second thought was about my family. My brother David, who borrowed $8,000 2 years ago for what he called a can't-miss investment opportunity, turned out the investment was a down payment on a Tesla Model 3. He still drives it. I'm still waiting for my money back. My sister Jessica, the Instagram influencer with 60,000 followers and a skincare line that never materialized, she borrowed $5,000 to launch her business. I saw the Coachella photos 2 weeks later, designer outfits, VIP passes. My $5,000 partied away in the desert. My mother, Patricia, who borrowed $3,000 last winter to fix her roof after a storm, except there was no roof repair. She renovated her kitchen instead. Quartz countertops, new appliances. When I asked about the money, she said, "You know I'm on a fixed income, honey. I'll pay you back when I can." And then there was Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray was different. He was my dad's younger brother, a Vietnam veteran who lived in a double-wide trailer on the outskirts of town. He got by on his military pension and Social Security, maybe $1,800 a month. Last year, they found a tumor, early-stage colon cancer. Treatable, they said, but the treatments were expensive even with his VA benefits. Uncle Ray never asked me for anything. Not once. When I was in nursing school and completely broke, he was the one who showed up with groceries. When Mia was born and I had nothing, he bought the crib. When my car died last year, he helped me fix it in his driveway, teaching me about engines while Mia handed him tools. I stood in that break room, holding a winning lottery ticket, and I realized something. I didn't know who my family really was anymore. The people I'd grown up with, the ones who were supposed to have my back, they only seemed to call when they needed something. And when I needed them, crickets. 2 weeks before I won the lottery, I'd called my brother David. Mia's school had sent a letter about a scholarship opportunity, a program that would cover half her tuition at a private academy with an incredible science program. My daughter wants to be a doctor. Just like her mom, she says, except she wants to fix people's brains instead of their hearts. The application required a $500 deposit to hold her spot while they processed financial aid. I had $300 in my checking account. Payday was a week away. I swallowed my pride and called my brother. "Dave, I hate to ask, but I'm in a bind. Can you spot me $500 until next Friday? It's for Mia's school." There was a pause. I could hear the hum of an engine in the background. He was probably in his Tesla. "Sis, you know I would, but my cash flow is super tight right now. I just put a down payment on a rental property in Scottsdale. Every dollar is tied up. Have you asked Mom?" I had not asked Mom. I knew exactly where that conversation would go. But I tried anyway. "Mom, I really need help. $500. Just until payday. It's for Mia's education." My mother sighed, the way she always did when I asked for anything. "Emma, honey, You know I'm on a fixed income. Maybe if you budgeted a little better, have you thought about picking up more shifts? You know your brother is very successful. Maybe ask David? I wanted to scream. My brother was successful because he'd never had to choose between paying rent and feeding his kid. He was successful because when he needed money, someone gave it to him. When I needed it, I worked 16-hour shifts until my feet bled. I tried Jessica next, even though I knew better. Jess, I know you're busy, but I'm really desperate. Can you lend me $500? Just for a week. Oh my God, babe. I literally just booked a brand deal in Bali next month, and I'm between payments right now. Next month for sure, okay? Love you. She posted a photo from a spa day that same afternoon. $100 facial, champagne, living her best life on someone else's dime. I didn't make the deposit. Mia didn't get the scholarship. She cried for 2 days. I told her we'd find another way, but I felt like the world's worst mother. So when I won $63 million 2 weeks later, I didn't tell anyone. Not right away. I went to work that night like nothing had happened. I took care of my patients. I held the hand of a woman who was dying and told her it was okay to let go. I smiled at Maria, my best friend and fellow nurse, when she asked if I was okay. Long week, I said. Just tired. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the ticket, hidden in my underwear drawer at home. I'd looked up what to do when you win the lottery. Lawyer first, financial advisor. Don't tell anyone. Sign the back of the ticket. Consider claiming through a trust to stay anonymous. But more than the logistics, I kept thinking about my family. About Uncle Ray, who'd offered to help me fix my ancient Honda Civic when I mentioned it was making weird noises. About David, who couldn't spare $500 but somehow had money for a rental property. About Jessica's Bali trip. About Mom's kitchen renovation. An idea started forming. Dark, maybe. Manipulative, definitely. But I had to know. I had to know who would actually show up for me when I had nothing. So I created a test. I met with a lawyer first, a nice woman named Catherine Chen who specialized in trusts and estates. She set up an LLC to claim the prize. Anonymous, untraceable. The money would be mine, but my name would never be in the papers. Smart move, she said. You'd be surprised how many people come out of the woodwork when they know you have money. I already knew. That was the problem. The money hit my account on a Thursday. $38 million after taxes. I stared at my phone, at the number with all those zeros, and felt absolutely nothing. No joy, no relief. Just a hollow curiosity about what would happen next. That weekend, I put my plan into motion. I started with David. I called him on a Saturday morning, letting my voice crack just a little. Dave, I need to talk to you about something serious. What's up, sis? You okay? No, I'm not. The hospital is doing budget cuts. They're dissolving our department. I lost my job, Dave. They gave us 2 weeks' notice. Silence. Then, oh man, Em, that's rough. Have you started looking for other positions? I have, but nothing's available right now, and I'm already 2 months behind on rent. My landlord is threatening eviction. I need $2,000 to catch up, or Mia and I are going to be homeless. I waited, held my breath, counted the seconds. Jesus, Emma, that's a lot. I wish I could help, but I literally just closed on that Scottsdale property. Every dollar I have is tied up in renovations. It's all my savings, you know. Have you talked to Mom? Mom's on a fixed income, Dave. You told me to ask her last time, remember? Right. Well, maybe you could ask for an extension on rent, or look into emergency assistance programs. There are resources out there for this kind of thing. I can send you some links. Links? He could send me links. Not money. Not help. Links to resources I'd been using for 3 years. Thanks, Dave. I'll figure it out. Hey, I'm really sorry, sis. Let me know how it goes, okay? We should all get together for Mom's birthday next month. I hung up and marked his name on my list. Failed. Next was Jessica. I waited until Monday, catching her between her morning yoga and her lunch meeting. Jess, I'm in trouble. I lost my job. My car broke down completely. The mechanic says it needs $1,500 in repairs, and I don't have it. I can't get to job interviews. I can't get Mia to school. I'm stuck. Oh my God, babe, that's so stressful. Her voice was bright, sympathetic in the way of someone who's never actually experienced stress. Have you tried Uber? Or maybe you could bike. It's great cardio. I closed my eyes. Jess, I need to borrow $1,500 just until I find another job. Ugh. I would totally help, but I'm literally between brand deals right now. I had to turn down this skincare collab because they wanted exclusive rights, and now I'm waiting for a better offer. Money's super tight. But next month when the Bali deal pays out, I can totally help. Next month. Always next month. Actually, she continued, I'm doing this financial cleanse thing where I'm manifesting abundance by releasing scarcity mindset. You should try it. There's this amazing TikTok coach. I hung up before she could finish. Failed. Tuesday evening, I called my mother. This one hurt more, because part of me still hoped. Mom, I don't know what to do. I lost my job. I'm behind on rent. My car's broken. I've been applying everywhere, but nobody's hiring. I need $1,000 just to keep the lights on and feed Mia this month. I'm begging you. My mother made that sound again, that disappointed sigh that had followed me my entire life. Emma, sweetheart, I just don't understand how you got yourself into this situation. You're a nurse. You make decent money. If you'd just been more careful with your spending. Mom, I work 60 hours a week. I buy groceries at the dollar store. I haven't bought new clothes in 2 years. Where exactly should I have been more careful? There's no need to get defensive. I'm just saying your brother manages his money very well, and he's doing wonderfully. Maybe you should ask him for advice. I need money, not advice. I'm on Social Security, Emma. You know that. I can't just pull $1,000 out of thin air. Maybe if you'd planned better. I hung up. I sat on my couch and cried, and Mia came out of her room and hugged me. Is everything okay, Mommy? Yeah, baby. Everything's gonna be fine. Failed. Wednesday afternoon, I made the call I'd been dreading. Not because I expected him to fail, but because I didn't want to lie to him. Uncle Ray? It's Emma. Emma. Sweetheart, I was just thinking about you. How's my favorite girl? Not great, actually. I forced my voice to shake. Uncle Ray, I'm in real trouble. I lost my job. I'm about to lose my apartment. I don't have money for groceries. I hate to ask, but do you have anything you could spare? Even $500 would help. The line went quiet. I heard him breathing. Emma, listen to me. I've got about $600 in my checking account right now. That's for my medication refills next week, the chemo pills, you know? But you can have $400 of it. I'll figure something out for the meds. Family comes first. My throat closed. I couldn't speak. Uncle Ray, no. I can't take your medication money. Nonsense. I'm coming over. We're going to sit down and figure this out together. Maybe I can pick up some work at the hardware store. Bob's always looking for help. Or we can sell some of my tools. Don't you worry about me, sweetheart. We take care of our own. I was sobbing now. Real tears, not fake ones. Uncle Ray. I'll be there in an hour. Make some coffee. We'll work this out. Passed. The only one who passed. He showed up with a check for $400 and a bag of groceries. Rice, beans, pasta, chicken, cheap stuff that stretched, the way you learned to eat when money was tight. He hugged me, and he smelled like motor oil and Old Spice, the same way he'd smelled my entire life. It's going to be okay, he said. We're family. We don't let each other drown. I made him put the check back in his pocket. I told him I'd figure it out. He argued with me for 20 minutes before finally agreeing to keep his money, but only if I promised to call him if things got worse. After he left, I sat with Mia and Maria, who'd come over with wine and moral support. So? Maria asked. How'd they do? I showed her the list. 3 failures. 1 pass. Jesus, she whispered. I'm sorry, Em. Don't be. Now I know. What are you going to do? I looked at my daughter, who was coloring at the kitchen table, oblivious to the fact that her mother was a secret millionaire testing her family's loyalty like some kind of psychological experiment. I'm going to tell them the truth. I invited everyone to Uncle Ray's place the following Sunday. Told them it was important, that I needed to talk to the family about my situation. They all agreed to come, probably expecting me to beg for money again. Uncle Ray cleaned his trailer, bless him, put out folding chairs, made coffee. He thought I was going to ask everyone for help together. a united family effort. He kept patting my shoulder, telling me it would be okay. They arrived within 10 minutes of each other. David in his Tesla, Jessica in her white Range Rover leased, obviously. Mom in her Lexus, a retirement gift to herself. They sat in Uncle Ray's tiny living room, looking uncomfortable among the secondhand furniture and military memorabilia. "So," David said, checking his watch, "what's this about, Em? I've got a showing at 3. I stood up, smoothed my jeans, looked at each of them. "I lied to you. All of you." Jessica frowned. "What? I didn't lose my job. The hospital isn't doing budget cuts. My car isn't broken. I'm not being evicted." David leaned forward. "Then what the hell, Emma? You made us drive out here. I won the lottery. $63 million, 3 weeks ago. You could have heard a pin drop." Uncle Ray's coffee cup froze halfway to his mouth. My mother's face went pale. David and Jessica just stared. "You what?" Mom finally said. "I won $63 million. After taxes, I received $38 million. It's sitting in my bank account right now. Has been for weeks." Jessica found her voice first. "Then why did you say you were broke? Why did you ask us for money?" "Because I wanted to see who would help me when I had nothing. I wanted to know who actually cared about me, not my bank account." The room erupted. "That's manipulative," Jessica shouted. "That's insane," David added. My mother just sat there, mouth open, calculating behind her eyes. I held up my hand. "Let me tell you what happened. David, when I asked you for $2,000 to avoid eviction, you said every dollar you had was tied up in your rental property. That's interesting, because you borrowed $8,000 from me 2 years ago and never paid it back. You told me it was for an investment. It was for a Tesla." David's face reddened. "That was different. Jessica, when I asked for $1,500 for car repairs, you said you were between brand deals, but you're currently planning a trip to Bali. And you still owe me $5,000 from your business launch that turned into a Coachella vacation. I was going to pay you back. Mom, when I asked for $1,000 to feed your granddaughter, you lectured me about budgeting. You told me to be more like David. You said you were on a fixed income. But you just got back from a cruise, didn't you? Didn't you send me pictures from Cozumel?" My mother's lips pressed into a thin line. "I don't appreciate being ambushed like this. And yet," I continued, my voice steady now, "Uncle Ray, who actually is on a fixed income, who's literally fighting cancer, who survives on $1,800 a month, offered me $400. He offered me his medication money. He showed up with groceries. He told me family comes first." Uncle Ray was crying now, silent tears running down his weathered face. "You tested us," David said. His voice was cold. "You set a trap." "No," I replied. "I gave you an opportunity to be who you've always claimed to be. Loving family, supportive siblings, a caring mother. You failed yourselves." Jessica stood up. "So what? You're just going to keep all that money? After everything we've done for you? Everything you've done for me?" I laughed, sharp and bitter. "Name one thing any of you have done for me in the last 5 years that didn't benefit you first." Silence. That's what I thought. I turned to Uncle Ray. "Uncle Ray, I bought you a house. A real house, not a trailer. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, in a nice neighborhood near the VA hospital. I've paid off all your medical bills past, present, and future. I've set up a trust fund that will cover all your expenses for the rest of your life. You'll never have to worry about money again." He couldn't speak, just shook his head, overwhelmed. "Emma, you can't just my mother started." "I can." And I did. "See, Mom, here's the thing about budgeting. I budgeted you out of my life, all 3 of you. David, that $8,000 you owe me, I don't want it anymore. Consider it the price of finding out who you really are. Jessica, same with your $5,000. Mom, your $3,000. Keep it, I don't need it." "You can't cut us off over one mistake," Jessica cried. "It wasn't one mistake. It was a pattern. Years of taking and never giving back. Years of me being your personal ATM while you lectured me about responsibility. Years of watching you succeed because I kept you afloat, then watching you forget I existed the moment I needed you." David stood up. "This is ridiculous. We're family." "You're right," I said quietly. We are family. And that's why this hurts so much. Because family should mean something. It should mean showing up. It should mean sacrifice. It should mean love that isn't conditional on convenience. I gathered my purse. Mia, who'd been sitting quietly in the corner with her tablet, stood up and took my hand. "I'm not cutting you off," I said, "but I'm not funding your lives anymore either. You want a relationship with me? With Mia? Earn it. Show me you care about more than my money. Show me you're capable of being the family you claim to be." My mother stood, her face a mask of controlled fury. "You'll regret this, Emma. When you're alone with no one but your money—" "I won't be alone," I gestured to Uncle Ray and Maria. "I have family, real family, the kind that shows up." We left. Uncle Ray's new house closing was scheduled for the following week. I'd already furnished it, nothing fancy, just comfortable. I'd set up a trust that would pay him $2,500 a month for life, plus all medical expenses. He cried when I showed him the paperwork. "Why?" he kept asking. "Why me?" "Because you showed up," I said simply. "When you had nothing to give, you tried to give everything. That's love, Uncle Ray. That's what family actually means." The weeks that followed were strange. David sent angry texts demanding his share. Jessica posted cryptic Instagram stories about betrayal and fake family. My mother called once, her voice icy, saying she'd expected better from me. I blocked all of them, changed my number, got a new apartment in a nice complex with a pool where Mia could swim, paid off every medical bill we'd ever had, set up a college fund that would cover any school she wanted to attend. I kept working, cut back to part-time, but I didn't quit. I loved being a nurse. I loved helping people, and I didn't want Mia to grow up thinking money meant you didn't have to contribute to the world. Uncle Ray moved into his new house in September. We had a small housewarming with just him, me, Mia, and Maria. He kept touching the walls like he couldn't believe they were real. "I never thought I'd live in a real house again," he said. "After Vietnam, after everything, I thought the trailer was it for me." "You deserve this," I told him. "You've always deserved this." He grabbed my hand, his grip still strong despite the chemo. "Your grandma, my sister, she raised us to believe family meant showing up when it's hard, not just when it's easy. I'm sorry the others forgot that." "They didn't forget," I said. "They never learned it in the first place." Mia started at the private academy in January. She was thriving science fair projects spread across our dining room table, excited chatter about neurons and synapses. She asked me once why we didn't see Grandma anymore, or Uncle David, or Aunt Jessica. "Sometimes," I told her, "people show you who they really are, and when they do, you have to believe them, even if it hurts." "But Uncle Ray showed you who he is too," she said, 8 years old and wiser than she should be. "Yeah, baby, he did. And he's good? He's the best." She thought about this, then went back to her homework. Simple as that. Kids understand fairness better than adults ever will. Maria came over one Friday night with wine and Chinese takeout. We sat on my new balcony, watching the Phoenix sunset paint the sky orange and pink. "Any regrets?" she asked. I thought about it, really thought about it. "No," I said finally. "I learned something important. $63 million didn't change me. It just revealed who everyone else always was, and it showed me who actually loved me." "Your family could still come around," Maria offered. "People can change." "Maybe," I agreed, "but they'd have to want to change. And wanting to be part of my life isn't the same as wanting access to my money. Until they understand the difference, we're better off apart." Uncle Ray's cancer went into remission in March. The doctors said it was the combination of better treatment and less stress. I like to think it was the latter. He'd stopped looking tired all the time. Started gaining weight. Got a dog, a rescue mutt named Buddy, who followed him everywhere. We had Sunday dinners at his place now. Me, Mia, Uncle Ray, Maria, sometimes a few of the guys from his VFW post. Real family, chosen family, the kind that showed up. One Sunday, Uncle Ray pulled me aside while Mia was playing with Buddy in the backyard. "I need to tell you something," he said, his voice serious. My heart dropped. "Is the cancer back?" No, nothing like that." He smiled. "I just wanted to say thank you, not for the house or the money, for teaching me something I'd forgotten." "What's that?" that I matter, that my life has value. After your grandma died, after the war, after everything, I kind of felt like I was just taking up space, waiting around to die. But you showed me I still have something to offer. Love, loyalty, the things that actually matter. I hugged him, this man who'd fought in a war, who'd lost everything, who'd lived in a trailer and still found ways to help others. You've always mattered, Uncle Ray. I just made sure you knew it. He wiped his eyes. Your grandma would be proud of you. Not for winning the lottery, for knowing what to do with it. I think about that sometimes, about what my grandma would think. She was the one who taught Uncle Ray about family. She was the one who raised my dad before he died when I was 10. She was the glue that held everyone together. When she died, the family fell apart. Without her there to model what love looked like, everyone just forgot. Or maybe they never learned it in the first place. Maybe she was the only thing holding up the illusion. $63 million gave me a lot of things: security, opportunity, freedom from worry. But the most valuable thing it gave me was clarity. I learned that you can't buy love, but money will absolutely reveal who never loved you in the first place. I learned that sometimes the richest person in the room is the one willing to give away their last dollar. I learned that family isn't about blood, it's about who shows up when you're drowning. And I learned that I'd rather have Uncle Ray's $400 offered from the heart than my mother's $3,000 given with resentment. Mia asks me sometimes if I'm going to tell people about the money. Kids at school talk about her new clothes, her nicer things. She wants to brag, the way kids do. We keep this private, I tell her. Not because we're ashamed, but because it protects us. There are people who would love us for the wrong reasons, and we only want people who love us for the right ones. She gets it, or she will, eventually. Last week, my mother called from a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. "Emma," she said. Her voice was different, smaller. I wanted to apologize. I waited. "I've been thinking about what you said, about showing up, about what family means. And you were right. I failed you. We all did." "Okay," I said carefully. "I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect anything. I just wanted you to know that I see it now. What we did, what I did, and I'm sorry." We talked for 20 minutes. It wasn't a magical reconciliation. She didn't ask for money. She didn't make excuses. She just apologized. "I'd like to see Mia sometime," she said finally. "If that's okay with you." "Not right away. Whenever you're ready. I miss my granddaughter." "I'll think about it," I told her. And I meant it. Maybe people can change. Maybe they can't. But I learned that I don't have to make that decision right now. I can take my time. I can protect myself and my daughter. I can keep my boundaries. And if she proves herself, if she shows up the way Uncle Ray showed up, then maybe we'll find our way back to something that looks like family. But it will be on my terms, not hers, not anymore. I'm sitting on my balcony now, watching Mia do her homework at the table, Uncle Ray's number saved in my favorites, Maria texting me about brunch tomorrow. The sun is setting over Phoenix, painting everything gold. I have $38 million in the bank, but that's not what makes me rich. I'm rich because I know who loves me. I'm rich because I learned the difference between family and relatives. I'm rich because I had the courage to test what I was afraid to know, and the strength to act on what I learned. The lottery didn't change my life. It just showed me what my life had been all along and gave me the power to build something better. And I think, in the end, that's worth more than all $63 million.